This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're at the Bio CEO and Investor Conference 2018 in New York City. With me right now is Dr. Philip Chan from Cytosorbents. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CTSO. Dr. Chan, welcome back to SNN Live.
Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you back. So, for our audience, let's start off with an overview of the company.
Sure. Cytosorbents is a critical care immunotherapy company using blood purification to treat life-threatening illnesses commonly seen in both the intensive care unit as well as during open heart surgery.
So tell me a little history of the company. When did the company start, and how did you develop to where you're currently at today?
Sure. The most recent history of the company is that the company went public through a reverse merger in 2006. We subsequently uplisted in December 2014 to the NASDAQ capital markets, and we've been on the NASDAQ ever since. And the company initially started out as trying to improve dialysis with blood filtration, but since then has transitioned to trying to improve critical care and trying to improve the treatment of patients with deadly, life-threatening illnesses.
So tell me a little bit about the science of the company and maybe this contraption that you're holding right here.
Sure. Well, CytoSorb is a blood filtration technology that contains a highly biocompatible sorbent, these tiny porous polymer beads that are capable of extracting toxic inflammatory substances from blood that drive uncontrolled inflammation. In the current flu epidemic, you may have heard about cytokine storm, right? That is responsible for killing healthy young individuals with no other risk factors for disease. That is exactly what CytoSorb is designed to treat. This is a blood filter. People call it a Brita filter for your blood. This is plug-and-play compatible with standard hemodialysis machines and other blood pumps found in hospitals today. And it's simply blood in, blood out. And you just pump blood through this cartridge. The beads inside this cartridge extract these toxic inflammatory mediators and reduces cytokine storm. And that purified blood goes back into the body, and we just recirculate over and over again, such that in a 24-hour treatment period, we can treat your entire blood volume more than 70 times.
So Dr. Chan, how is CytoSorb different than what's currently available?
Sure. Well, CytoSorb is a first-in-class technology that is really designed to try to treat this life-threatening inflammation, right? So this is a technology that can remove cytokines, bacterial toxins, activated complement, and a wide range of inflammatory mediators that drive this massive uncontrolled inflammatory response. Standard dialysis and hemofiltration can only remove very small things, and it doesn't do a good job at removing these mid-molecular weight size products. It's kind of the difference between removing a matchbox car versus removing a tank. This removes, very big things. And so that's how it differs really from current standard technologies.
So where are you currently at in your development?
This CytoSorb is approved in the European Union, and we now have more than 35,000 treatments cumulatively across now 44 countries around the world. Last year, we did $13.2 million in sales of CytoSorb. That's up 60% from $8.2 million a year ago. And we expect to continue to grow and actually hit operating profitability on a quarterly basis this year. But in the United States, we're actually looking to get CytoSorb approved. We're now in a pivotal study called the REFRESH-2 trial, where we are trying to use CytoSorb in cardiac surgery to reduce inflammatory toxins that are generated during the surgery that can otherwise cause postoperative complications and inflammation, such as and cause problems such as acute kidney injury, respiratory failure, hemodynamic instability, and other things. And so by using CytoSorb during the surgery, we hope to prevent all those things from happening. So we're hopefully we'll be done with that trial by the end of 2019 and in front of the FDA by 2020.
I mean, have you been also approached potentially by the FDA when we have emergency crises happening? I mean, influenza's been just horrible this year. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I think that the FDA has a path where it's called emergency use, and basically in patients where nothing else is working, there is a path for investigational products. So CytoSorb is not yet approved in the United States, so classified as an investigational product. But it is actually a way to use the therapy in people who have no other option. And so the CytoSorb has been used actually successfully in a number of emergency use applications, including the flu and pneumonia in the United States. But again, CytoSorb is not yet approved here.
And what's your background? How did you get into all this?
I am a internal medicine MD PhD physician by background, and so I did my MD PhD at Yale School of Medicine and my internal medicine residency at Beth Israel Deaconess at Harvard. So I had a passion, and I still have a passion for science and treating patients, but now I'm mixing that with my love of business as well, putting all those things together to lead this company forward.
So you touched on a few of the catalysts, I would say, moving forward. Just to kind of wrap up in that sense, what are some of the value catalysts moving forward for foreseeable future?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, the two major catalysts for this year is one, hitting operating profitability on a quarterly basis at a quarterly revenue number of somewhere between 5 to 5.5 million. So that's one thing. And I think that separates us from most medical device companies who often, the more they sell, the more they lose. We are growing actually at a very strong clip. We actually made the Deloitte Fast 500, fastest growing companies in North America. Last year, we were number 7 of 21 medical device companies in the United States. So as we continue to grow at that rapid clip, we also hope to get profitable, and that's what we're driving for this year. The second one is more progress on this pivotal trial in Refresh 2, but we also have other catalysts as well, including development of clinical data, trying to drive CytoSorb as standard of care in many different applications, new partnerships and expansion of existing ones. Currently, we have 4 major strategic partners, including Fresenius Medical Care, the largest dialysis company in the world, Terumo Cardiovascular, the largest cardiac surgery disposables company in the world, Biocon, the largest biotechnology company in India, and Dr. Reddy's, a $2 billion global pharmaceutical firm, as our partners. But we have the opportunity to have even more partners, and that's one of the things that we're going to do.
And Dr. Chan, where can our audience go and find more information about CytoSorbents?
Yeah, www.cytosorbents.com is our corporate website. But our product website is www.cytosorb.com, and there investors can find a lot of information about this product, CytoSorb.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're at the Bio CEO and Investor Conference 2018 in New York City. With me again is Dr. Philip Chan from CytoSorbents. It's a publicly traded company with the symbol CTSO. Dr. Chan, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Thank you.